Hi everybody and welcome to City Beat. I am your host Nancy Byrne and we are inside the new and beautiful municipal court building right across the street from City Hall. Now at the time of this recording it was not yet open to the public, and even though you're going to see a lot of people behind us, that's just a lot of activity of people trying to help the municipal court judges get moved in here from the Regional Justice Center, and that's why I am not wearing a mask. You know, recently Sue Leavitt was here for the ribbon cutting and she's going to give us a great tour of everything inside this building and why it's going to be so safe and convenient for residents.
Oh my goodness, what a wonderful day this is.
Mayor CAROLYN GOODMAN, along with many other dignitaries, officially opened the new municipal courthouse.
In this area, in just these few blocks, we have our City Hall, our magnificent Nevada Supreme Court building, the Regional Justice Center, and now this magnificent new Muni Court building.
The new courthouse will be a one-stop shop for anyone with municipal justice needs. The four-story, 104,000 square foot building will hold chambers and offices for all 6 municipal court judges. It will also house the city's traffic court and the city attorney's criminal division.
Our residents, hopefully from now on, will know that to take care of any business that is related to a citation or a hearing that is connected to the city of Las Vegas, all their issues can be handled right here.
With over 1,000 people expected to visit the courthouse daily, our court marshals aren't taking any chances with safety. They've utilized the time before the building was open to the public to train and make sure our courthouse is absolutely secure and safe. What you are seeing is just a drill, but gives the court marshals essential training in how to handle an emergency.
In today's climate, with all of the active shooters situations that have been going on around the country, we wanted our marshals to be as prepared as possible to be able to handle any type of situation that they might encounter.
Shots fired, moving in. Moving. Highway to the right. And open the hallway door.
Because the Valley has gotten together so much with Metro, North Las Vegas, NHP, Henderson, School District, ourselves, we're bringing them on board too to make sure they know all the tactics as well. So in case any of those departments show up, we can all work together and know what to do in that situation.
That's right. I can't see your hands. Move your hands up. Hands up. Move to the side. Move to the side.
The City Council approved the construction of the new courthouse about 2 years ago and reached a deal with Clark County to leave the Regional Justice Center. The city and county have been sharing the space in the RJC since 2005. Consolidating the courts in a single location made sense back then, but with our city growing so rapidly, it was time for the city to have its own space.
It's a wonderful day. It's so exciting for the Las Vegas Municipal Court to finally get their own home.
Supreme Court Justice ABBI Silver began her career in the judiciary as a municipal court judge back in 2003, before the city judges even moved into the RJC.
You know, when I started in 2003, I was housed in a courtroom, which was actually a trailer under a bridge by municipal court. So I was in a trailer with another judge. We had a courtroom there. And it was really hard to get defendants in and out that were in custody. And defendants or people who had tickets, they would just walk around and say, do you know where the courthouse is? Or do you know where the courtroom is? And I'd say, you know, they'd walk right up to me. I'd say, yes, it's this trailer right here. You're in the right spot.
The right spot is now here in this beautiful new building in the heart of downtown Las Vegas. For City Beat, I'm Sue Leavitt.
The Mulaski Group of Companies was the developer behind this building, and in honor of the late Erwin Mulaski, the road that runs just to the east of the courthouse was named in his honor. Thank you, Sue Leavitt, for that story. You know, when you become an emergency first responder, your training doesn't stop when you graduate from the academy. Ongoing trainings are vitally important, especially if they involve multi-jurisdictional agencies. Well, recently, a group of agencies gathered in southern Nevada for Desert Torch. It simulated an organized narcotics and explosives lab being discovered and needing to be dismantled. We were there for the culmination of this exercise. Out in the middle of the desert, not too far from Nellis Air Force Base, a small but highly trained group of first responders gathered for an emergency exercise. Their job is to safely solve a potentially deadly situation. The scenario is this. Evidence was discovered in a city apartment pointing to homemade explosives and narcotics.
The other side of the apartment, they had a distilled mustard process as well. So we know we had that there. We may have that here.
Further digging in that apartment led them out here to this remote area.
We have some concerns of HME because of some of the chemicals and precursors that we saw down there. There were just some missing ingredients, like 1 or 2 missing ingredients that would have been the smoking gun to let us know that that is the process. But since the address that we identified in that apartment led us to here.
This may just be a drill, but they take it very seriously. Participating in the exercise are Las Vegas Fire and Rescue's Bomb Squad, the Nevada National Guard's 92nd Civil Support Team, Clark County Fire Department, and the FBI. Together, these agencies will work as one team to respond and react to a situation that includes chemical, biological, and explosive elements.
This was the second day, and this is when we were called in. Apparently it led off of what yesterday was, where they had some suspects making some homemade explosives and narcotics. So they found a remote location behind me here where he had his vehicle and a structure involved, and they did a security sweep of it, found some powders inside. So the bomb squad was responding to that, and we sent bomb techs downrange. They tested the powders to confirm that it was fentanyl, as well as urea nitrate, which is an explosive.
Now that they've narrowed down one of the suspects' vehicles parked next to a small building, the bomb squad gears up to investigate both.
We have a piece of paper in this vehicle with a handwritten address, Silver Mesa Circle in Las Vegas.
We're going to hydrate you up when you drop from here.
Good. I got one from the back, so we're good.
They returned to the other agencies to report exactly what they found.
The 2 backpacks, they were already ready to go. They have bang inside. They're wrapped with nails, but there's no initiator, so they're good where they are. There's no mess around.
You don't have to train.
Big main hazards are when they're walking in. They have a big tarp full of TTP drying, so be careful where they step. And other than that, just various stages on the table. There's some liquid product with TATP and bags of urea.
All right, so we'll list our priorities and how we all want to attack it.
Copy. Downrange.
1052 downrange. Command, bomb techs downrange.
Okay. Good. Okay, so I'm gonna need my x-ray. That's all I'm doing right now, then I'll go in and do the other stuff once I come out with the x-ray, okay? Copy.
Hours of inspection and testing follows, which spawns a secondary emergency.
They had to do multiple downrange activities for approximately 2 hours, which then led to one of the bomb techs getting heat exhaustion.
Copy that, we'll center it. Command, we need RIT, P1's down.
Boss, we're gonna get you the decon, okay? Okay. You got any medical complaints or injuries? Well, yeah, I'm good. You're good? Just, okay. Can you stand if we help you? Sure. Hang it on your arm.
So luckily with our counterparts, Clark County Fire Department, they were able to send their medics in, do a fast decon of him, and get him to a safe area. It's hot out here right now, so that actually could happen, and so practicing that so that we become, proficient at how we would handle those situations is why we're here today.
So there may be 4 separate agencies, but they work together. Training different agencies in one exercise is vitally important because in a real-world emergency, it's very likely the expertise of separate agencies will be needed to defuse a dangerous situation.
So we have the 4 agencies out here today, and they each have their own lane, and each person is swimming in their own lane, and they have no idea what the other responsibilities are. So coming together makes a more cohesive scenario. So especially with our climate today and the way that our life is, we train together because we're going to be responding together.
It is very encouraging to see the level of professionalism among the agencies who are out there protecting us. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to show you where you can grab a brew or a few on the newly established Brewery Row. Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, Natasha Shahani. Natasha is a public information officer with the Office of Communications and is a prime example of being able to overcome the challenges of the pandemic in order to provide residents important information at the highest level of customer service. Among the many duties Natasha has taken on is regularly updating the city's COVID blog, so the most up-to-date information is getting out. These blogs have seen nearly 2 million views and are among the most used coronavirus information sites in the state. She is also instrumental in helping the producers of KCLV TV with content for the station's city update each day. Since the city has had other projects and commitments during this trying time, Natasha has been there to get the word out on everything from the 2021 Book Festival to the city's Vegas Strong Academy. For making sure our city's image is always preserved and that we remain a trusted source of information, we congratulate Natasha Shahani, the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month. Welcome back to City Beat from the brand new Municipal Court building. You may see and hear some activity behind us as staff helps our Municipal Court judges get moved in, but it is not open to the public quite yet, but that's what you're going to be hearing and seeing behind us. You know, when you think of Las Vegas, traditionally you might think of gaming, nightlife, neon. Well, a lot of people are starting to associate our fine city with craft beer. In fact, there is an area in downtown Las Vegas that has just been designated Brewery Row. Melissa DURAN welcomes us to Brewery Row as she welcomes back our segment, Open for Business.
We are back. Hi everyone, I'm Melissa DURAN and I'm standing in the middle of the Arts District. It probably looks a little different to you. That's because I'm standing in the middle of Brewery Row. It's a concept that allows craft brewers to create, serve, and sell all in one place. It's what's open for business.
The Arts District you knew pre-pandemic is much different than the Arts District you'll see today. Welcome to Brewery Row. Where happiness is just a tap away. Some of these breweries have been here a couple of years, others emerged in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, adding even more growth to an already thriving area. HUDL Brewing Company just opened their doors on Main Street late last year. Co-owner Skip Norfolk says they already have their regulars.
Ultimately, this place was for the local community. Some place where they could just go, chill, hang out, and not have gaming, not have all the things that you can get on Fremont Street or you can get on the Strip. We didn't want any of that here for us.
This is where culinary art meets science.
So when we do a brew, we can pull 3 barrels off, which is 6 kegs, and we can try different yeasts. We can put different dry hops on it. We can add different spices to it and create a different beer with the same brew that we do here. So right now we have 21 of our own beers on tap. Everything's brewed in-house, packaged in kegs, and put in our cold box.
HUDL Brewing Company is one of several breweries and craft brew bars that are part of the city's new concept. Some of those breweries include Abel Baker Brewing, Banger Brewing, Crafthaus Brewery, and Hop Nuts Brewing, to name just a few. It's a tight-knit group of brewmasters who hone their craft barrel after barrel, catering to the taste buds of their customers who are looking to veer from the hustle and bustle and relax with a good craft beer and some good conversation. Crafthaus Brewery co-founder WYNDEE FORREST says they are a seamless fit in the Arts District.
So we saw the opportunity within the Arts District because there were a lot of homegrown businesses that were opening here. It wasn't the land of franchises or chains, and that's what we were really looking for, because that's the biggest difference between craft beer and macro beer. With craft beer, you know, the people and the stories and the passion behind it.
And now, thanks to Brewery Row, finding these hotspots will be even easier for locals and for tourists, hopefully bringing even more foot traffic to the area.
So we make our beer for our locals to be proud to share it with their friends and family, but we also make our beer to really open up the eyes of a tourist traveling to Las Vegas, that Las Vegas has award-winning beer that should be celebrated.
And it's not just the breweries who are part of this concept, it's the surrounding businesses as well, who support these breweries, like bottle shop and tap room Cerveza. They opened up in the midst of the pandemic.
So with us being a tap room bottle shop, we love supporting all breweries, especially here locally. So for us to have breweries that are down the street from us, 5-minute, 3-minute walk from us, that's really great for us because we're able to build those partnerships.
In addition to their bottle shop, they have guest taps they feature. They're excited about working to maybe one day collaborate with a brewery down the street. Word of mouth about this budding area is spreading.
So we have people from all walks of life coming in here, and that's what we wanted. I mean, we are called Cerveza, so Cerveza in Spanish means beer. We are Latino owned, so we're all three of us are Latino owners, and what we wanted to build and create was an environment where everybody who came in here felt included, and it was inclusive in the beer world.
And so far, this concept in the Arts District is working.
And they just type in a brewery or Brewery Row will come up and they'll see all the different locations out here. And I think it's going to be good for all of us.
It's really exciting to me. We were just talking about going to see a brewery, and we saw this place, so we're like, okay, let's go check it out. I know it's pretty new, and it's, it hasn't let us down. It's really cool.
So, as you can see, there's no denying the excitement and energy brewing in the Arts District.
If you're a visitor or if you're local, come down here, spend the day. You can hit 5 breweries and 3 different craft beer bars, wine bars, and some amazing food. You can come spend an entire day down here and still not have enough time to see it all.
Definitely an exciting time down here. Now, if you'd like to see a map of all the businesses that are included in Brewery Row, just check out the city's social media page at City of Las Vegas. All right, well, that's going to do it. Until next time, I'm Melissa Duran.
This is all part of a bigger plan to designate districts in the downtown area, such as medical, historic, entertainment. That way, it makes it a little bit easier for you to find exactly what you're looking for when you come downtown. Thank you, Melissa Duran, for that story. We are going to share a new public art project with you right now. It is in our historic West Side, and it beautifully encapsulates the art, theater, and music that is becoming so well known in that area. In the detail of this sculpture, you can see symbols of theater, dance, art, and music on the beautiful profiles reflecting the Queen of the Arts. It is through a gift from the Howard Hughes Corporation to the Mayor's Fund that these were made possible. So it was only fitting our mayor was there for the presentation of these stunning sculptures gracing the entrance outside the West Las Vegas Arts Center.
The Queen of Arts sculptures, renowned international artist Gulcinlino Ocampo Silva, are the perfect touches for the West Side Arts Community and Center, a true gathering place of learning, culture, and celebration for the residents of this community, but for all the visitors that want to know the historic West Side and where so much life in our Las Vegas community began.
Councilman CREAR, who not only represents this area of the city, but who was actually raised here, says this art puts a spotlight on 2 things the historic West Side represents. 1, the residents who built this part of the city.
And it's the first settlement in this area in the early 1900s to become an important supply point for miners and those who passed through. It's also important to note that many of the early pioneers who settled here were African Americans, who purchased land, started businesses, raised families, and thrived.
And the second, the culture it has become so well known for, much of which is cultivated in the West Las Vegas Arts Center.
So we're standing, like I said, on hallowed ground this morning as the West Las Vegas Arts Center, which opened in 1995 to amplify the voices, perspectives, and talents of our wonderful community. The center is home to a number of flagship programs that provide learning opportunities, expand exposure to the arts and culture, and builds leadership skills for children and teens.
The City of Las Vegas Office of Cultural Affairs and the Las Vegas Arts Commission had a hand in selecting the art that would grace this spot.
A group of diverse and passionate community volunteers joined us in guiding the process from developing the scope of work through soliciting designs and selecting the final awarded artists, Gus and Lena Ocampo-Silva. The talent of this husband and wife team of sculptors does not go unnoticed, and we are glad to know that Las Vegas has a reputation for attracting talented performance and visual artists from across the globe.
Since a typical unveiling would be a little complicated on such large sculptures, this new art installation was celebrated with glitter.
3, 2, 1.
And with that, these two beautiful sculptures will now watch over this area of our city, embracing and inspiring its art and history. We're going to take another break right now, and when we come back, one of our really popular parks is reopening with a lot of new features. We'll share it with you when we return.
Hey, must be super fun to ride that bike. It's awesome to go so fast you blow past every other car on the road. You know what wouldn't be so awesome? You getting you killed going too fast.
If you won't listen to anyone else, at least listen to you. Save yourself. Ride safe. Paid for by the Nevada Departments of Public Safety and Transportation.
As we come out of this pandemic, businesses need help. At the Vegas Chamber, we've partnered with Workforce Connections to make this happen.
These business hubs can help you find qualified candidates, build an effective hiring process, explore training options, and connect you to funding resources.
These resources are real and available to all businesses in Las Vegas. Connect online or visit your local Employee NV Business Hub today.
Welcome back to City Beat from the brand new Municipal Court building. You might hear and see a little bit of activity going on in the background as city staff helps our municipal court judges get moved in here from the Regional Justice Center. You know, we often brag about the parks, trails, and open spaces in the city of Las Vegas, but recently a park was reopened that a lot of residents and volunteers can brag about because they helped make it happen. Just in time for our world to begin reopening from the coronavirus, this popular park in Ward 2 is reopening as well. Bruce Trent Park underwent some big improvements, including a brand new playground. A playground very unique in its design and how it was put together. It was built by volunteers in the community. Organized by Get Outdoors Nevada, about 100 volunteers did the work under the watchful eyes of playground inspectors, basically in one day. A week later, on April 17th, this ribbon-cutting ceremony was held for the playground and the other improvements to the park.
So the pavilion behind you was one of the projects, redoing the trail, assisting with multiple landscape improvements, and then now this beautiful playground.
This is the first ever in Las Vegas, and I hope that the community continues that in other parks. And as Mr. Weitzel said, it's so important for a place for our children to play and to build community. So thank you all for being a part of this.
And as soon as that ribbon was cut,
3, 2, cut!
the kids flooded the new playground, which was built with keeping kids moving in mind. That's something badly needed after the coronavirus shut us down.
I just read a report recently that through the pandemic, screen time for kids has increased to 13 hours a day. So we need to create wonderful, exciting playgrounds so kids can get off their screens and come out and play.
But it wasn't all about the playground on this grand reopening day. It was also about the art. The first free Art in the Park featured dozens of local artists and craftsmen with their beautiful work on display. It was everything from pop art to wind chimes made from antiques.
These are the pieces that I do. It's a pop art icon series that I'm doing, and it's all music related. These are, a lot of them are original acrylics on canvas and on masonite board.
Artist Steve Palutro was showcasing his art publicly for the first time.
You know, I've been holding on to this stuff for literally 5 or 6 years and just apprehensive about putting it out there. So I'm excited today to see, you know, how people will take to the art. I mean, it's very colorful. I think it's very eye-catching. We'll see what the public has to say.
And the breezy day was a perfect time for this artist to showcase her musical chimes.
I make vintage wind chimes out of teapots and birdhouses and anything that just calls to me. I use silver plates, silverware, so it makes a beautiful sound, and it's just beautiful to listen to and to see. So this is what I make.
Whether here for the art, the new playground, or just to get outside and enjoy Bruce Trent Park in all its new glory, most people say they were just glad to be out, enjoying it all and each other.
Being out of the house, seeing people, interacting face to face, no more Zoom calls with everyone, so it's nice to be able to see people.
Gradually, things are starting to open, and I'm very excited about it. My goal last year in January was to do all art festivals with my art. Everything's shut down. So this is my first opportunity. I'm very excited about that.
It's been a year since I've been to any event, so this has been a real blessing to be back out and be vaccinated and just be out there with the people.
Bruce Trent Park is located at 8851 Vegas Drive. Well, recently, April 19th, the Thunderbirds decided to give the city of Las Vegas a quick but free show. They were coming back from an air show in Florida and gave us all the heads up that they would be flying over. In fact, they took a route so that as many people as possible could see them. If you missed it, this is what it looked like from the roof of the City Hall parking garage. The Thunderbirds don't have any shows planned for the Las Vegas area in 2021, but you might recall they did a similar flyover during the pandemic to say thank you to our medical first responders. Welcome home, Thunderbirds. That does it for this City Beat. We want to thank you for joining us from the brand new Municipal Court building. By the time most of you see this, it will be open to the public. It opens May 3rd. We'll see you for the next City Beat.